Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I am your host and happy Browns fan today. Who's still feeling good about this victory? Are we still pumped up? It's Sunday evening now. I'm still feeling the high vibes of that Cleveland Browns victory. No one thought we could do it, folks. Who picked the Browns to win? I know my Browns fans faithful did in the comments, but no one else across the league could have seen this coming. 13-10, folks. Everyone on the Browns is a winner, but I'm going to give you my top 5 biggest winners for the Cleveland Browns after that performance. A lot of players and even coaches were under fire going into this week. I'll tell you who came out of this with the biggest win of all for Cleveland. But first, I want to know your opinion in the comments section. Please tell me who you think is the biggest Browns winner versus Green Bay in Week 3. Comment the name down below. Curious who you guys have at number 1. But let's kick off my list with my first winner, and that is Quinshon Judkins, who looked like an absolute beast. So much controversy for Judkins in the offseason. We weren't sure if we were going to see him for the whole season. We weren't sure if he'd be playing right now in Week 3. The NFL has not said anything about his timeline yet, and he's been good to go for Cleveland the past 2 weeks. This week was special. He took the 18 carries he got, turned it into 94 yards, averaged 5.2 yards per rush. That's incredible, folks. That's Nick Chubb average right there. Prime Nick Chubb in Cleveland. And he got the Browns' only touchdown of the game. That literally helped out Cleveland tie the game late in the fourth quarter. Judkins ran strong. He ran hard and fast. Had a couple of big pops as well during the game. I'm loving what I'm seeing from it. It's explosive. The rookie running back from Ohio State is doing work for your Cleveland Browns, folks. Get excited about that name in Cleveland for years to come. My next biggest winner is Grant Delpit. Delpit has impressed me through 3 weeks so far this season. He talked a big game last week. If you saw, he was asked by a reporter, is it hard to tackle Derrick Henry? Delpit, a simple 2-word response, said, not hard. They backed it up and shut down Derrick Henry. Now they shut down Josh Jacobs today, and Grant Delpit with the clutch play of the game at that moment late in the fourth quarter. The Packers were up 10-3 with over 3 minutes left in the game, and Delpit picks off Jordan Love, starts running back the other way, takes it down to the Green Bay 4. I was fired up on the watch party, and Delpit impressed me the most, honestly, on the defense. We're going to talk about some other defensive players who were impressive, but Delpit, man, had some great tackles, good form, good technique, and like I said, the clutch interception to set up the Cleveland Browns to punch it in with Judkins and tie that game. But that defense has been great, folks. Show the defense some love. Spam D in the comment section. I want to see D's in the comments. Pause. Just spam D in the comment section. Show some love to that defense, everybody, because it came to play in Week 3 and for 2 weeks before that. Which is why we've got to stay on the defensive steam and give you Carson Schwesinger as my next Browns winner. I was waiting to see another Schwesinger performance, and I was entertained, folks. Are you not entertained with what we're seeing defensively from Carson Schwesinger, the rookie, making his statement as a linebacker in the National Football League? He will be a name to remember in the next few years because he is a star in the making. 10 tackles for Carson Schwesinger. That led every single player on the Cleveland Browns. It was remarkable. He followed the football wherever it went. His pursuit's incredible. He had a sack as well. Chased down Jordan Love. Had a big tackle for loss. A quarterback hit. He stuffed the stat sheet in every way you can think of, folks. Had multiple solo tackles as well. Great technique. Great form. One-on-one, I trust him to make tackles on open field. That's huge because it's not something you could say about a lot of players in Cleveland's past. Schwesinger is one for the ages, folks. Before I get into my other winners on my list, I'm excited to tell you that this episode is also brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Honestly, I'm just so hyped that football is back on Sundays, all is right with the world, especially Browns football. With the win, I'm big into daily fantasy with Prize Picks, and I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. So before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. And Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And my lineup is looking perfect for week 3. All my Thursday night football player projections were correct. Joe Flacco, I was also correct about having less than 240.5 pass yards versus that Green Bay defense. We didn't need him to throw like crazy to get the win. And then finally, Prize Picks giving me an awesome deal. You could have got it too. Patrick Mahomes, more than half a passing yard. I'm winning money. You can too. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Folks, the good vibes are staying. My energy's up this whole video, you could probably tell, because we've got winners in Cleveland, and I have to give one to Andre Szmyt. Applause for you, my friend. Tip of the cap. Hats off. What a story for Andre Szmyt, who was being screamed at to be cut after week 1 by Cleveland Browns fans. I was upset about him as well. I was saying they should bring in a second kicker for competition, which isn't a bad idea. But Szmyt then showed up on the injury report Friday, had a calf injury in practice, underwent an MRI to see if he'd be even good to kick today against the Packers. And then, with seconds remaining, 55 yards away from the field goal, from the logo, Andre Szmyt kicks up. It's good. Straight through the uprights. Bang. Browns win. I was elated. You should have seen my reaction on the watch party if you weren't tuned in. That's why you subscribe and join our watch parties every single Sunday, because we have electric moments like this, and you sub for dub. But Andre Szmyt is a winner. He has earned his keep in Cleveland. He will be the kicker going forward for at least multiple weeks now. Again, NFL's a week-to-week basis, so, if he were for some reason to come out and miss a bunch of kicks in a couple weeks, we'd be having the conversation about it again. But right now, that was huge for Andre Szmyt, huge for his confidence, and huge for his job security. He's safe now in Cleveland. We were right to give him another chance, folks. And wow, an absolute deep field goal game winner for Andre Szmyt, baby. It's incredible. We've got you covered with all things Browns, news, content, and fun here on the Browns Report. Make sure you are subscribed if you're a real one, if you're a Browns fan, just like me, and you're hyped up about the dub. We're going to give you content about it every single day. Subscribe now before we get into my final winner, which is not a player, but it is head coach Kevin Stefanski. He might have needed this win more than anyone in the Cleveland Browns organization at the moment. Stefanski was under fire. He was in the hot seat leading into this season. I don't think he's completely off the hook, but let's just say the fire Stefanski talk will be quieter this week on social media, and I was ready to start it as well. Because if you saw my keys before the Packers game, I said he's got to switch up the play calling and get better. Now, let's be real. The offense was sluggish still. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't pretty. It was an ugly victory. But a win's a win. We take it. And when you win games, you can't fault anybody. So Stefanski buys himself more time as a coach of the Cleveland Browns. He needed this more than anyone. The fans were screaming on social media that it might be time to get rid of him. So we'll see Stefanski for a few more weeks, I would imagine, and maybe the rest of the season and into next year. That you'll have to stay tuned for. But that is promising to see him get a victory under his belt this season, and every single member of the Cleveland Browns does as well. What is your confidence level? Be honest with me right now. I know we're all in a good mood. We're all vibing right now. But what's your honest confidence level in Kevin Stefanski now going forward? We use a scale of 1 to 10, so go ahead, drop a number. Between 1 and 10, correlating to your confidence level in Kevin Stefanski as the coach of the future in Cleveland. Thank you so much for tuning into the Browns Report, everybody. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and the Victory Monday tomorrow morning. I will be putting out another video for you guys Monday early in the morning. Make sure you're ready for that when that comes out. We appreciate all you guys being here with us, subscribing to the channel. It's a lot of fun, especially when the Browns win. So thank you so much, and we'll see you shortly on the Browns Report.